Oi. Wake up, mate. Jimbo, wake up.
Oh, my God.
Wake up.
Oh, Jeff. What are you doing here, mate?
Well, I heard you're in a bit of trouble. I thought I'd better come round and help you out of it.
It's really good of you, mate, you know. Shouldn't have bothered.
Oh, it's, no bother, mate. Bastard of a thing to happen, mate. A real bastard. And I couldn't see a mate of mine go through something like this on his own. So I thought, let bygones be bygones. Just as well they got a description of that bloke. Oi! Hey, wake up. Don't go to sleep, mate. Not now. Jeez. They really dosed you up, didn't they, eh? Well, I've got to keep you awake, mate. Got to keep you wakey. Otherwise it wouldn't be fair game. We can't have that. Not this time. Because this time I want you to know exactly what's happening. Because, old mate, when I start something, I finish it.
I'm only saying that once you start something like this, you don't know where it'll end up. The day you agree with anything Erica suggests, I'll faint. Can you blame me? Every time we've tried to help these women, it ends in disaster. The idea is to help a girl who hasn't ended up in here yet. How? By exposing her to these animals? What sort of an example is that to set to a teenager? Maybe these animals can frighten her into staying out of trouble. If anything happens to that girl, you know who'll be responsible? We could lose our jobs. Look, it's been tried in America and in other prisons here, so why not us? Anyway, the department wouldn't have approved it if they thought it was dangerous.
Come in.
Ladies.
I have just advised Mr. Pierce that the department has agreed to his daughter spending some time with us. She will be brought in tomorrow morning for 24 hours.
24 hours?
They are aware of Mr. Pierce's rehabilitation program, so have made special allowance for a longer period.
A couple of hours would be useless. She's not the easiest person to convince.
Naturally, an officer will be with her at all times, so she will be quite safe.
Yes, the important thing is she's treated just like everybody else.
The only change to tomorrow's schedule will be a group session with Debbie and some of the longer-serving inmates.
The whole thing's ridiculous.
I take it you're against the idea, Miss Bennett.
You've been in prisons long enough to know what they're like. The types she'll be mixing with.
It's the types on the outside who'll be responsible for her finishing up in here.
And what makes you think she'll listen to these women?
I don't, Miss Bennett. But 24 hours in a cesspool is far better than drowning in it. I want her to see exactly what it's like.
It's dangerous. No matter how closely they're supervised, accidents have still been known to happen.
I'm sure if all the other officers are as vigilant as you are, Miss Bennett, then Debbie will come out of this in one piece.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce. I don't think there was anything else.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Davison.
I just hope we can do some good. We'll expect Debbie at 9 o'clock tomorrow.
She'll be here. Mrs. Jackson. Miss Bennett.
I shall only be here in the morning, Vera. So with Jim away, that will make you acting governor. I shall leave my number in case you wish to contact me.
But that means if anything happens to Pierce, I'll be responsible.
I'm sure you will be quite capable of dealing with any situation.
Bonza kids they were, mate. Real bonza. Yeah, you had a good family there. Must be hard on you knowing they're gone. But still, accidents will happen. Know what I mean? Just like back in Nam. You drop a bomb somewhere miles away. Never known who was under it. But they were amateurs, not professionals like me. You send a boy to do a man's job, they always mess it up. But you get used to it. Just a list of figures, really. Flesh and blood. Not like a real family. That's why I like to meet the enemy head on. Do the job myself. That way you don't make mistakes.
Gotta answer that door.
Leave it!
Vicky, don't! Mr. Fletcher, we're from the news. I wonder if we could talk to you for a minute.
It's too late.
I beg your pardon?
The door, I was too late.
Look, Mr. Fletcher, I'm sorry. I know this is the wrong time, but we would like to ask you a few questions. Have you any idea who would want to kill you or your family?
Someone was here.
Oh, look, turn it down, will you, Lizzie? I can't hear myself think.
Oh, but it's Saturday afternoon.
Now, who can tell the difference in here, anyway?
I thought there might be some more about Fletch. And I want to find out who the mongrels were that killed those two little kids.
Yeah, I know what I'd do to the bastard if I get my hands on him.
Could I have your attention, please? Smith, I believe Mr. Pierce has spoken to you about his daughter.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, tomorrow morning she'll be coming in here as part of a crime prevention program and spending a day as an inmate.
What's she gone and done, Mrs. Davidson?
Nothing yet. That's the whole idea. It simply means that the staff, and one hopes the inmates, will be able to convince this girl that a life of crime is neither exciting nor rewarding.
Oh, so you want us to straighten her out, right?
That is correct, Smith.
Good hiding, that'd fix her easy.
She could swap places with me. 2 years would turn her off real quick.
Mrs. Powell was an observer at a similar program at Parramatta. She will explain the whole thing to you clearly. I'm relying on you all to treat this seriously and to behave responsibly. Thank you.
What do you know about her, Bee?
Not much. Said she's been giving her father a hard time, getting mixed in with the wrong crowd, that sort of thing.
What's her name?
Debbie. So where do we fit in?
Well, before church tomorrow, she'll meet you and you'll stress the disadvantages of being criminals. Now, look, we don't want her to see the positive side of prison at all.
Oh, are you waiting for me?
No, I'm waiting for Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, that's right. You're seeing Jim, aren't you?
Look, if you're not doing anything tonight, perhaps you'd like to join us.
I'd like to join you, but I really wouldn't know what to say.
Sorry, Meg. You ready?
Yes.
I tried ringing, but the phone was engaged.
Well, we won't have to stay long.
No. Night, Vera. Sure you won't join us?
No, just send my condolences.
Good night.
Night. Isn't it?
Yes?
How's your wife getting on?
You're better off asking Jim Fletcher that. He's the one who's been seeing her.
Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't be silly enough to do that. Officers aren't supposed to associate with ex-prisoners.
Yeah. And there's a gig on at Mickey's, but that doesn't get going till after 11, so what'll we do in the meantime, hey? Oh, yeah? Yeah? What? Just the four of us? Oh, you...
I'm sorry, Debbie's not going anywhere tonight.
Hey, what are you doing?
Sit down.
You just hung up on Di.
I should have done that weeks ago. Now sit down and listen to me.
No, I'm going to a disco.
You're not going anywhere. You're staying here even if I got to lock you in your room.
You wouldn't dare.
Try me.
Oh, look, Dad, come on, be a sport.
As long as you're under this roof, you'll do as you're told.
Great. Here comes another lecture.
Tomorrow morning, I'm taking you to Wentworth Detention Centre, and you're going to spend 24 hours in the nick.
What? You're kidding.
You think it's so smart to knock around with your con mates believing everything they tell you, don't you? Well, you're going to find out where they come from and how they end up. You want to act like one, you can be like one.
I won't go. You can't make me. Well, just because you've done time in prison, you try and take it out on me now.
It's time you started thinking of yourself and stopped putting your trashy mates up on a pedestal.
You were trash yourself once, remember? Anyhow, it'll bugger up me weekend. We're going to the beach Sunday.
Debbie, there's two ways we can settle this.
All right, but I'll have to ring Di and tell her I can't come.
Keep it short.